Hey James, sorry, yeah, I'm back. Tablet went flat. I wasn't expecting that, and I apologise. Paul, sorry. Apologise for that. Tablet went flat. I wasn't expecting that. Mustn't have charged properly today. Who else is still there? Peter's. Yeah, that's where I'm at with that. Most things actually in life. Anyway, we're back on the telephone this time. Ross is here. Paul's here. James is here. Peter's here. Bit disorganised. Sorry, guys. Mart's here. G'day, Mart. Go Create's here too. Hey, Nigel. Look, not really trying to save these, trying to save work. These are a bit crap. And honestly, could probably just make a sleeve with a couple of needle rollers at each end. That might be as nice as anything, just ordinary sleeve. That's not particularly a good thing for out in the weather. But I mean, I'd like to see these working and back where they are. If we turn these round, you've got a job to really see, because there's a rope mark in here from the feed at some point. And these are roughly about the same here. What we don't know is the thickness here. I'm sorry, Kim. Yeah, my phone went flat. The device went flat. See, this could be different thickness here to here, and it probably is, because I reckon this is worn more on this side than this side. So, a sensible way to bring them back, right, is to measure them up carefully, soft solder them together. Make a plug for each end, even a wooden plug, and run them between centres and machine these to size, right, to diameter. Okay. And probably face them off, face one end off anyway. When that's done, you put a couple of clamps around them, or you have a couple of clamps around them anyway, hold them all together. But you can set them up on these outside machine surfaces then. So you can set one in the four-jaw and one in the steady, get them running nice to these two faces, and then we can bore it, and hopefully it'll clean up. And hopefully when we do the other one the same, then that'll clean up too. And more hopefully when you put them both in line along the machine, that they both line up. So that's more of an unknown, more than anything. So I'm nervous about stuffing them up. My mate John Pettit here locally can do that. I mean, I can solder them together. I think I've probably got enough heat to get them hot enough to soft solder them. We find a couple of circlips to go, pipe clamps to go around them. You can make an aluminium plug to press in each end with a centre in it. We could set them up between centres. We could machine the brass on the outside. Then we could set them up on the outside in the forge jaw and in the steady, and we could bore them all the way through. That one's going to be right, but what we need to do is do the other one so that it's exactly the same. That's a bit more complicated. Anyway, still thinking about that. That's, if Dan's watching, that's why they haven't been done, because it's more complicated than it looks. Sorry, Dan. Phone went flat. You know how good I am with actual digital devices. Not good at all. Anyway, not my strong point. So that's why they haven't been done, is because it's a bit more complicated than you might think. And just looking at that, I think this is the best way to do it. These are machined and cleaned down through here on each side. Right. I think if we got them hot, sweated them together with soft solder, run a couple of hose clamps around them, made an aluminium bung to go in each end. There's a reasonable tap fit or whatever. With a centre in it. Set them up between centres. Well, we don't even have to do that. We just set them up on here and then bore them out. We'll set them up between centres first and then machine these. Don't know, still thinking about it. It'd be best served by line boring them both at the same time. That's exactly right. Good luck finding a machine that's got that sort of table movement on it. Not run across one yet. We could set up a boring bar and a cap in both ends, like a bush in both ends with a 2-inch boring bar going through here with a blade tool sticking out and a pulley on it, and we could put belt the marshal to the pulley, and we could feed it through with a screw on each end a bit at a time, and we'd only have to go halfway through because we could just take the tool out and put another one. That seems like a big job, but it's probably less of a big job than setting them up the other way. We could do them both in the sawmill. They're both clamped in the sawmill together. They have a portable, yes, they've got a portable line bearer up there, so that might be the thing, except that it's 350 kilometres away, 400 kilometres away from cutting edge. Someone else would have a portable line borer. Has anyone got a line boring machine? Has anyone got a portable line boring machine for excavator buckets and things like that? That could set it up on the saw bench and run a boring bar through 2 bearings 4 foot apart. The trouble is with line boring them both together is that someone would have to bring the line boring machine to the actual saw bench, because the saw bench ain't going anywhere. It's a truckload. Like, this is the smallest part of it, and it's a truckload. So someone locally might have a boring bar, but by the time they come and do it, it gets expensive. Those sort of machines, generally, they like them to pay their way. We could make a bush to go in the end of this one and a bush to go in the end of this one and clamp them all together. A 2-inch bush, and we could get a bit of 2-inch shaft and go through the middle of it with a boring bar in it and a pulley, flat belt pulley on one end. And we ran a belt pulley off another engine, because there's plenty of engines laying there kicking around in line. And we could line bore them. But a portable line borer is specially designed to do this for jobs like excavator bushes and things. Like Peter said, it's the greenbacks that are the thing. And it's not even a big deal, to be honest, and it's just a matter of saving up a bit longer. I'd really like to get this done, and we seem to have taken off on other things as well. I don't know if anyone was listening. But I would very much like to get it line bored properly. So we might have to ask the question about that. Get it sorted, but I'm going to have to save up a bit if we're going to do that. That sounds like a terrible big thing to post anywhere, James. I've got a bit of 2-inch shaft here to make an excellent boring bar for this. But I haven't got a bit long enough to go right through. And I haven't got a bit of brass to make the bush caps, or even a bit of steel to make the caps and push in some brass bearings. Probably just make them steel on steel and grease them for this job. I don't think they'd wear out. It's not going particularly quick. So we could do something rudimentary to bore them, but it's a lot of messing around and a couple of days' work. Anyway, we're still thinking about that. That's the problem. It'd be much nicer to do them on the machine. Anyway, that's where we are. Material's expensive. To give you some idea, there's sort of $1,000 sitting there, including the steel and Maber and everything else. It's got a couple of keyways in it. It's got a thread on the end. And it's crazy over-engineered, but I've probably got a bit of 2-inch shaft that would do it, but that's how long it needs to be, really, to be any good. Probably a bit longer than that. And unless it's nearly the size of the bearing, you're going to get a bit of whip going in there, you know. Anyway, that's what's happening. That's where we're at with those. It's fun messing with big heavy toys, and that's what you end up with, is problems like this. If the thing was a quarter-size miniature, I'd just do it. And it wouldn't matter if we mucked them up the first time, to be honest. We could bore them 1/8 of an inch oversize and white metal them. That's the other thing. And to be honest, we've still got to make bushes to support each end, and it's a big shaft of white metal. You carpet it up, and then you've got to get it hot enough to actually, for the metal to run through there. So that's, white metal is not as easy unless you've got a piece of hollow shaft or a piece of hollow bar the right size. I can't see us getting that shaft there, which is on my foot to give you some idea, hot enough for white metal to run around it, 1/8 of an inch thick. I really can't see that happening with any great ease. So white metal is not really an answer. Anyway, that's where we're at. We must be nearly up to an hour. Appreciate you all coming back and all that sort of stuff. This is what we're messing with. This is the sort of jobs that seem to happen. And some jobs don't get a lot of progress, and the reasons like this is why. So we'll think about that. And maybe there is someone locally who will line bore a couple of shafts, set up and run through them. But I mean, generally a line boring machine will do it both sides of a loader bucket, and they're generally 4 or 5 foot apart. So probably that's the equipment that would do it. We'll have to ring out and ask. Let's see what happens. Be nice to get it done though. What else is happening? Not very much. Joe's messing around with imported spindles, trying to sort out the surface grinder. We'll see how he goes with that. I think he's on the right track now. We've got to put a fitting on that valve so that we can drain the water out of the boiler. I've got a starting valve here and bits everywhere that we've got to make some bits for and go to the foundry and fix. Got 2 or 3 foundry jobs that need doing at some point. So there'll be a trip to the foundry in the next few weeks, I think. It won't be this weekend. Anyway, I think I'm out. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Really appreciate your feedback and thoughts on this. If anyone has any thoughts about this, drop us a line and let us know. If anyone has any thoughts about this, drop us a line and let us know. That flywheel on the back is not part of it. It's only a little engine. If anyone has any thoughts about the tomfoolery involved in buying a 4 horsepower Marshall portable, drop us a line on that. But anyway, take care. More soon, and I'll try and get a video out of this last weekend if I've actually got any footage. I've been looking for it. I thought I took plenty, but I don't know. I'll go and have another look now. Be kind to each other, and I'm out.